Now, throughout Java How to Program 12th edition and Java for Programmers 5th edition, we extensively leverage generative AI chatbots. And if you happen to take a look at Chapter 19, we also do some programming with generative AI as well. So throughout our development process for the books, we actually took advantage of a bunch of different generative AI capabilities. But in terms of generative AI chatbots, we focused on 4 of them, and we use these extensively. OpenAI's ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, Anthropic's Claude, and Perplexity. Perplexity initially started out as an AI-based search engine and later added chat capability as well. So you can access ChatGPT through chatgpt.com. You can get to Google Gemini through gemini.google.com/app. Anthropic Claude you can get to via claude.ai, and Perplexity you can get to via perplexity.ai. Now, all of these have free versions that are limited in nature. They're still incredibly powerful in their free versions, and most of you will be absolutely fine using those free versions. We pay for access to each of these 4 generative AI chatbots so that we have fewer overall limitations and some more powerful capabilities as well. Throughout both books, we have hundreds and hundreds of generative AI prompts that will help you become familiar with working with generative AIs in the context of programming and learn kind of the incredibly powerful things that they're capable of doing with you and for you as well. I will say they do make mistakes, and one of the reasons we use 4 of them is so that we could compare results between the different generative AIs and also see which ones produced better results for certain kinds of prompts as well. So we highly recommend that you not only work with more than one of them, possibly with many of them in parallel, but also verify everything that you get back from the generative AIs. Now, as far as registering for each of these, ChatGPT and Perplexity at the time of this recording allow you to use them without having to register at all. For Google's Gemini, you do need an account with Google, and for Claude, you need at least to provide them with an email address. Also, as far as saving the history of what you've done in terms of interacting with them, the free accounts on ChatGPT and Perplexity do maintain a history, but for Google and for Claude, you are going to need to pay if in fact you want to maintain your history over time. Now, as far as the free tiers are concerned, they're incredibly powerful across the board. However, they do have limitations, and these are not the same from generative AI to generative AI service. They vary. So some of the kinds of limitations that you'll encounter are, for example, being restricted to a smaller number of total queries in a given time period. You may not be able to supply prompts with as many characters in them for certain generative AIs. You may have limited numbers of files that you can upload to them to ask them to perform a task for you, or in the free tier, they may give you no file upload capability at all. Sometimes you'll also get slower response times from the free tiers as well. And then finally, sometimes newer features are made available to the paid subscribers before they are made available to people who are using the free interface. Now, as far as using the generative AI chatbots, they're all pretty similar this way. Each one of them is going to provide you with an input box where you can enter what we call prompts that ask a question or tell the chatbot to do something for you. At the time of this recording, both ChatGPT and Gemini support voice input, so you can actually record your input and it will use speech recognition capabilities to understand what you've said and be able to respond to you. You can do all sorts of things with these chatbots, but a good way to get started is by basically just asking each one, what are your capabilities? And specifically, what are the differences between your free and paid plans? And they definitely work well in some cases and not as well in other cases at identifying those differences for you. But these are just a couple of quick prompts that can get you started. And once again, you'll always want to just verify everything that you get back from any AI chat